What's up, everyone? This is Al from the Allen Powell Show on a Tuesday night. We got a locked and loaded show for you. Got some special guests in the building. Y'all might have caught them on a page of Goat James Kingdom. We got a locked and loaded show for you. Some news was came out today about some different trophies being brought out for different awards, and we will discuss, did the NBA get it right? So y'all come in with your hot takes and what y'all got to say about this topics, and we about to get ready to lock and load. Let's get it.
Low, Allen Pass. It's the Allen Pass Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. Come on. Yeah.
Thank y'all again for taking the time out to check out the Allen Powell Show. We got some special guests in the building. If y'all love LeBron James and think he is the GOAT, y'all will be able to catch their show every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central, and they will make their case on why they believe LeBron James is the greatest of all time. Mr. Johnny Bakari is in the building. Thank you for joining, sir.
Peace, everybody. Peace, everybody. Thank you for having me again. Appreciate it, brother.
And the other compadre to that Goat James Kingdom group is my old school high school teammate. I won't say teammate, but classmate. Brandon Lee is in the building. Thank you, brother.
Good, everybody.
I probably could have said teammate because I did play freshman year, but you probably was on varsity that year. I don't know. Did you as a freshman? Did you play freshman?
I played freshman, JV, and varsity.
Yeah, well, we was teammates for a quick second. Yeah. My basketball career didn't last long, but hey, I was there for 1 year. But we have some news that come out about different trophies being handed out, and Michael Jordan is going to be named is going to be named after him the MVP trophy. And then as soon as that came out, I got a message from one of my guys that said it should have been named after Kareem because he has more MVPs than Jordan. And when I seen that, I said, wow, you know what? You're probably correct. I think you are correct. It should have been named after Kareem. But they gave it to Jordan. And I have my reason on why I believe they gave it to Jordan. But I want to hear y'all's first. As people who on a daily basis, a weekly basis, does a lot of Jordan bashing. I want to hear what y'all got to say about them choosing Kareem over Jordan, and y'all got the floor.
You go ahead, B.
All right. Well, I never bashed Jordan. Jordan is the second greatest of all time, so I can't bash Jordan. He's great. I know when I first, heard it was kind of weird because Kareem has the most, but I guess he has the social justice award that nobody knows about. So, it's a good move for the NBA to like add that in because LeBron's about to break this record, so Jordan got to get something.
Oh, there it is. I knew it was coming. This is the social justice award that he's talking about that he said nobody talks about. But as you heard him at the end of that, it was a little Jordan hate at the end. Johnny, go ahead, brother.
Okay, so you did show the trophy because I was wondering what the social justice trophy was. That's a cool little trophy. It looks better than the one they gave to Jordan just now. But it's not just Jordan getting the trophy. Also, I think that's what we need to also talk about is because they honored other legends. So right. Wilt Chamberlain got honored. Akeem Olajuwon got honored. George Mikan got honored. Jerry West. They actually created an award for Jerry West. They was like, we're going to give Jerry West a special award. He got the Clutch Player of the Year award, which is going to be very interesting to figure out how they do that award. And then Havlicek also got acknowledged for an award too. But Jordan got the MVP, which I find weird though, because when I did our unbiased criteria, people thought the finals MVP was better than the regular season MVP. And I believe Brandon believes so as well. So I don't know if Jordan fans really think that that's a good acknowledgement, but with the way things are going with LeBron, they'll take anything.
I got a comment from Mark D'Lo says Bill Russell. I think he might be saying that it should go to Bill Russell.
He has the finals MVP.
He got finals MVP.
But yeah, he got. But and see, let's talk about that for a second because I looked it up. He never won Finals MVP out of
It
all the players
wasn't.
that he won.
It makes sense because when he was playing, the Finals MVP wasn't awarded to his last season. So just because he could not get it, he would have had more than 6, of course. So they
Right.
just named it after the person who is probably the greatest final performer of all time, Bill Russell.
Okay. See, and I was looking up a lot of stuff. I forgot to actually look up when the first Finals MVP was given, so that was good. Now
1969, I believe, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
1969, Jerry West won it. Actually, 1969, the Celtics won the championship, and they still gave it to Jerry West as the loser.
Dick, and we're gonna talk about that too. Dixon Lawrence said, "Does Mike need any more honor? Kareem needs more honor and respect." What honor does he have already? Like, what trophy did Michael have already? I'm not just talking about honor of
Yeah, how people view him, but
yeah,
trophies.
but what trophy does Mike have after him? I don't think he has any, to be
You
honest.
know, me and Johnny talked about this. They should have just created a scoring champ trophy.
Exactly.
That would have been perfect for Jordan.
I totally agree.
Assist trophy. They could have gave it to Stockton.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, they
that makes
like
sense.
that.
But they don't. I don't think, like I said, I don't think the NBA actually recognizes that kind of an award, anyways, as far as statistical seasonal awards.
Yeah. So they never did it before. So
yeah,
but they're making up stuff like the Clutch Award. So why not give that out? I mean,
that's all facts right there. Because when they said those clutch, I had to start looking at it like, okay, like did this dude like make the most clutch shots or like game time or
it wasn't even computed at that time. Like no one knows. Jerry
he
West
was-
could have made a million clutch shots. No one knows.
He was known as Mr. Clutch, though.
Yeah,
that's what he's known as. That was one of his nicknames. He was definitely known as Mr. Clutch.
I mean, is this going to be shot of the year? Like, what is it going to be?
But he's already the logo. Like,
yeah, he has the biggest award, the logo.
Right.
And mind you, they made him the logo while he was still playing.
Yeah, that's crazy. I want to talk about. He says Kareem needs more honor and respect, and I totally agree with that as well. Like, and listen, I'm a Jordan fanatic. I'm Team Jordan, but I agree that it probably should have went with Kareem. If you're going by all the criteria that they gave these awards of, it seemed like it was based on the accolades and things they done while they was playing. And if you're going to talk about MVP, Kareem had the most. Why not give it to him? But I think they are trying to put an emphasis on it, and by putting the quote unquote biggest name on it gives it more credence. So, do y'all think it should have went to Kareem?
It should have, but like you said, Kareem he doesn't really need more respect. He has the all-time greatest record of all time. Like, what more respect do we need?
But it's about to go down. LeBron.
I mean, he still got it. So until then, he has the greatest award for any individual in the history of basketball.
It's not a surprise to me. People made Michael Jordan the GOAT in '93 over Kareem. You know what I'm saying? So like putting Jordan there. Kareem has always been the oddball. He's never really liked the attention. So it was like, you know what I mean? So it was later on in his, in his elder life where he finally felt like, well, come on, give me some kind of love and appreciation. But Kareem was like Barry Bonds. He really didn't care. He really didn't. He didn't care. And he's getting that treatment, as you can see.
That's a good point that you made, that he was low key. So maybe the Social Justice Award suits him because of his personality. And go ahead, B.
Well, talking about that is, kind of being a little bit of a hypocrite, like, because he doesn't talk much. Like, he's not supposed to talk. It's the other players supposed to do it for him. Just like when LeBron said he's the greatest, let other players do that for him. Now we want to talk about Kareem. I'm just saying, like, we don't need to, he doesn't need to say anything to be the greatest or be considered the greatest. Have people say it for him. Kareem doesn't have to say a word. Let him be the greatest.
I can't believe my ears, what I just heard. I can't believe somebody that's got a James Kingdom page for the first time ever I've seen or heard you say anything against LeBron James. What just happened to you?
I'm not saying nothing against LeBron James. I'm saying, like, when LeBron said he was the greatest, they said let the player say it for you. Don't call yourself the greatest.
You agree with that? That he should do that?
I mean, he can say the greatest. I don't really care. The thing is, when like all of the fans, the media said, when LeBron said that, let the players say it for you. Why are we trying to give Kareem extra, motivation for talking or speaking more when let the players say it for him? Like they've been saying, like it's all of a sudden when Jordan is said to be the greatest, they always want to bring up Kareem was never the greatest before Jordan. Like it started in 90, like 89 or something, the greatest, and that was Michael Jordan. But let the fans, the media say how great Kareem was. He doesn't have to say a word.
But this is the thing. Also, this has nothing to do with your playing career. Yeah. I mean, they gave Magic and Bird the conference MVP last year. No one's talking about it like it made their career if they put anything better in their career. This is just the NBA recognizing their players. It's not like it makes Jordan the GOAT or
oh yeah. I mean, it definitely makes him the GOAT today.
But I'm saying it doesn't. It's not. I'm not saying that Kareem should have been more talking about how great he was. I'm just saying Kareem was never the type of guy that got personable with the media. We all know it's all about marketing and branding when it comes to the NBA, especially as a player. And Kareem never really cared. You know what I'm saying? And he retired at a time when the NBA wasn't as popular as it became after Michael Jordan. So he never really put himself out there. So you can see how they just, they treat this. I mean, we're not even talking about Dr. J. Where's Dr. J's name? Are they going to give him something? Could they give him the slam dunk trophy at least? Can they give Dr. J a name? Can we put Dr. J out here?
Man, I would be more happy if they gave the MVP to Dr. J or something, because he needs he's so disrespected. No one talks about him. Just like I was saying, like let the media and the fans talk for you, but it doesn't seem like it works that way.
Can we go back just for a second? Because I don't think Brandon got where I was coming from when I said what he said. Johnny, did you get the same reaction that I got when Brandon said what he said?
I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying. But we both know Brandon. Brandon is nonchalant. He don't care what nobody say. He really don't.
He knew what he said though. When he said,
I know exactly what I said.
Because it actually did something for me. Can you say it one more time? Because it sounded good.
I don't even think you understand what I'm talking about. That's the problem.
It possibly went over my head, but Johnny knew how I felt, and he heard what I heard. So,
yeah, but only Jordan fans such as yourself believe Jordan never called himself.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like all these Jordan fans are complaining because LeBron called himself the GOAT, right? He said he's the greatest.
We're not talking about you. We're talking about what you.
No, I'm just saying. Like LeBron said he was the greatest, right? And everyone had a problem with it. Jordan fans, the media, everybody had a problem with it. Now we're saying that Kareem should be more boisterous like LeBron so they could talk about it more. Like that's a little bit of a hypocrite. Like they're being hypocrites. Why Kareem has to talk more? Why don't they give him the same respect as everybody else? Let the fans and media do it for him.
I get your overall point. I get that. But with the first exact thing that you said, that blessed me. Okay. We're gonna move on because I got it on court record now. I'm gonna chop it up. I'm gonna make sure I post that. I'm gonna make sure I'm posted on Go James Kingdom. This came out of this man's mouth. He said this. So, but we're gonna move on, man. That's neither here nor there. We're gonna move on, man. I had some questions about a lot of these trophies, and I looked up some different names of people who could have got these trophies instead. And y'all tell me if I'm tripping or not.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, for one, they all are wrong. Go ahead though.
Oh, all of them. I think a lot of them are wrong, but I would tell you which ones I think I'm okay with. So let's go with Defensive Player of the Year, Hakeem Olajuwon. I thought that was wrong. The first one I thought about was Dikembe Mutombo, and that was before I even did any research. That's the first one that popped in my head. But after I looked up some stuff, he definitely could have been considered. He had 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, tied with Ben Wallace, but I would choose Dikembe over Ben Wallace. And then Tim Duncan had 15 times all NBA defensive team, and Hakeem only had 9. So even if you give it to Tim Duncan, I'm okay with that. And that's another name that don't get recognized enough. What are y'all thoughts about that?
I like the idea of Tim Duncan because I believe he probably was robbed of a Defensive Player of the Year during his career because he was definitely a great defensive player. That would be a nice thing to do, but I think again they just chose names and just threw it out there. They really didn't They really didn't try to fit it into any type criteria. They just was like, Akeem's one of the greatest ever. He needs an award. Let's make him Defensive Player of the Year
He's from
award.
the 90s.
And he's from the 90s.
For me, there's no one like some people consider Hakeem the best defensive player of the year, but he doesn't have the most defensive player of the year awards. I know you guys said Tim Duncan. He has 0 defensive player of the year awards, so it wouldn't make sense for him to
but
have.
But he said Mutombo. Mutombo has the most. He has
Mutombo
4.
will have the most, or Ben Wallace, but Mutombo's, he's first ballot Hall of Fame. You got
Ben Wallace would have actually. Ben Wallace actually is a great because that is exactly he epitomizes defensive player if you really think about it.
Yeah, he's like maybe second, but to me, I think me and Johnny talked about this. I know Bill Russell was so great in the finals, but he could never get a finals MVP, so they named it after him. Wilt Chamberlain is, if you know basketball, Wilt Chamberlain would have averaged over 10 rebounds, 10 blocks, and 10 steals a game for seasons. Mm-hmm. And he could never get a Defensive Player of the Year award, so it would make more sense to name that after him.
That would be a good one too.
Bill Russell already got an award, so between those two, to me it would be Wilt Chamberlain.
So for Defensive Player of the Year, it would be Wilt.
It would be Wilt, hands down.
Okay. Speaking of Wilt, he got the Rookie of the Year, and this is one of them I was okay with because when you looked at his rookie numbers, 37.6 points per game as a rookie, and he won MVP the same year. Like I'm okay with him getting the Rookie of the Year award. Like I don't have no problems with that. You said they all wrong. Who would you put there?
Wilt Chamberlain is too big for that award. Okay. That's the problem. That's like putting Steve Nash as the person on the MVP award because he won 2 of them. Like, come on now. There's other players who are better than Steve Nash, but for the Rookie of the Year, I wouldn't say it would be someone as big as Wilt Chamberlain. He needs a more significant award.
Okay, so if you would change him out, is there anybody that you had in mind that you would put in that position, or it's just Wilt? He's bigger than that. It should just be somebody else. I don't know who though.
Yeah, it would have to be some. I didn't really think too much about it. Be honest with you. I have no idea.
That would be like a Pistol Pete, right? Maybe a Pistol Pete award, something like that.
I think that's where Brandon is going, like that type of player, something like that.
Some like legendary player that not as big as Wilt, basically.
Right.
And I say MJ.
Oh man, see now that's being disrespectful, man.
Okay, so now that would be disrespectful if Jordan had it. Now, how you feel about Wilt having it? It's disrespectful for Wilt too.
Man,
they are too big of players.
Wait a minute, wasn't Jordan the one averaging 28 points per game, coming straight out of college, dominating the NBA, highlight, gold chain, shoes? Wasn't that? I
don't want to have to remove you for 5 seconds. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But you're really acting up right now, man.
Remember the Jordan 1s? Remember the Jordan 1s, the ones that broke his foot?
The most nonsense from Brandon, and he's been the most civilized right now, man. What's going on, man? We didn't have these problems last week.
I'm the GOAT, James Kingdom Troll. Stop it.
All right, so I'm looking like, what about Elgin Baylor, Oscar Robertson? Those like 2 good names that would have fit better to me.
The Elgin Baylor win a Rookie of the Year award?
Yeah.
He did? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did come into the league and straight up too and dominate. That would be a good award for them too. Somebody like that though. I hear you.
Okay. 6th man of the year, John Havlicek. You said all of them wrong, Brandon. So what's wrong with that one?
He did play the 6th man a lot of his career. But I guess if I had one person, I would have picked Manu Ginobili. But, they want to have more of a legendary award. He just passed away. So I can understand it.
And they say, I think he made 11 all NBA, 11-time all NBA.
Yeah, he was great.
Time he came off the bench. That's another one I don't have a problem with. Donnie, what you think?
Because we were talking about that too, because I do believe he was coming off the bench early in his career. And they were winning championships, and he was also a baller. But, I was thinking like Kevin McHale, because Kevin McHale is another guy that started his career coming off the bench and was really an impactful 6th man of the year type of guy. So I thought Kevin McHale, but like like Brandon said, I think they just wanted to honor some legends, and Havlicek deserves it, man. Hundo was considered, one of the greatest when he retired, and he kind of disappeared into the '80s when the '90s kicked in. So I can see why they honored John Havlicek, but I don't see how it fits in with Sixth Man of the Year. You don't really think of John Havlicek when you think of Sixth Man. Somebody with 11 All NBAs, you know what I mean? That's kind of like he's kind of too big for that too, I think.
And so that's another. So y'all saying he another one that's too big for that award?
Yeah, even the next one. Come up with the next one. Next one's too. This one's even bigger.
Yeah, this don't make any sense.
Yeah, this one don't make no sense. The one that's coming
didn't he dominate from the beginning to the end?
5-0.
Yeah, and they said he was like is known as one of the league's first superstars. So I don't understand it either. It don't make sense to me. I don't know who's in the room making these decisions, man. Like I don't know what they did, man. But
like I could understand like somebody like Bill Walton would be the most improved or sixth man because of his career, how it panned out, how he was great, and then he got injured and came back to win a title and sixth man of the year.
Right. And when I see, I think that would be comeback player of the year, something like that. You know what I mean? They didn't even have one of those, but they what you just said. I
got clutch.
And clutch player Jerry West. Like let's talk about it, man. I was just looking. I said, like you say, they trying to give a lot of old players some credit. Jerry West already got the logo, so I don't understand giving him another award. But I was thinking about names, but I know they're not trying to honor more recent players. Like I was thinking Robert Horry. If you got a name like Big Shot Bob, I mean, I know he's not the biggest names, but that actually probably would make Jordan to Brandon like some of these awards are too big for some of these guys anyway.
Yeah, like I said, it's something that has to do with the idea of just honoring them. Jerry West is something that the NBA just loves to make special deal about. Brandon gets on me all the time. I tell him Jerry West was a very special player. He could play in any era, and he was
in the 60s.
But you know what I'm saying? But he was known for his clutch play. He was known for putting up points in the fourth quarter, hitting the clutch shots, being the guy that can do the shots like that. But what is considered clutch? Brandon and I were talking. What is clutch? What is a clutch moment? What is considered clutch?
Well, you was the one trying to convince me that there's a such thing that you can measure this by. You can't measure that.
No, I told you that the NBA has an official clutch time, and that clutch time is within 5 minutes of a 5-point game. So that's what they consider clutch.
And I think it should come down even further, like at least the last 2 minutes.
I mean, but how are you going to judge that? Like, wins, points. Like, how would you judge how clutch someone is?
And I think
that's what I was saying.
A lot of the times they put like game time or go ahead field goals within a certain amount of time. That's usually the criteria.
But you could do that and still lose the game.
Yeah, but you came in the clutch though. You actually.
But you lost.
But
you know what clutch means.
Yeah,
but you have to win. So
you have to win after the Jordan era. Before Jordan, you could have been 1-9 and been called Mr. Clutch.
Oh, why we gotta do the Jordan thing? I'm talking about
because winning has nothing to do with playing clutch. Being clutch means you're there at the most toughest times. Like
and that's what I'm saying. If you make the shot to get your team, say, to overtime, but your team lose, you was still clutching that moment.
How's that clutch if you lose, right? Like you can't be clutch if you lose.
No, all right. So what if I hit a shot, right? Like Duncan did that one time, and then Derek Fisher hits the shot right afterwards. That means Duncan wasn't clutch. Duncan was clutch. He hit a clutch shot. But Derek,
you have to win. I never seen no definition that said you had to win in a clutch moment.
Also, you don't have to win when it's clutch. You just have to score points.
Well, you have to be clutch.
Go ahead.
You have to be clutch.
You have to go ahead. How you gonna go ahead if you lose?
You have to tie or go ahead. Sometimes you might win. Sometimes you might get the team in overtime and you lose, but you were still clutch. Brandon, you ain't dumb. Don't try to act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't understand. Like, how can you make a clutch shot if you lose? That's not really clutch.
What's the definition? You have to win to be clutch.
We've seen it before. We've seen clutch shots before that end up into a loss. That's it. Like somebody came back and hit a clutch shot.
Matter of fact, you probably even made one yourself. What do you mean?
I mean, if you don't win the game, it's not clutch. I
But
don't. I don't know how you could win a game and be
so
clutch. That's what
so
I'm saying.
so Brandon, my question to you is: the only clutch shot is the last second shot of the game or the last shot of a game that gave you the win. Nothing else can be considered clutch. No other moment.
I mean, that's what I hear.
No.
No.
What to you? What about to you? What's to you?
You have to win the game.
Okay, you got to win the game. Okay, that's your criteria.
That's
Okay.
that's the MJ mentality. Like I said, it comes from the Jordan
Wow.
era.
How? Because you win? It
Because
must be Jordan.
I just listen. We just explained how this award is named after somebody who lost, who wasn't clutch, who lost Game 7 after Game 7.
That's why it doesn't make sense.
But he was still known as clutch because it wasn't about winning until Jordan came along. Now all of a sudden it's about being clutch when Jordan lost all the time. But he's only clutch because he won 6 championships. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
you actually make a good point. Y'all always try to say that like it's not all about winning. Y'all do that. It's not about
Who even said that? Like, where did this come up from?
we
Who
never-
said it's not about winning?
I'm saying no. Y'all have done on y'all page have said the only argument that Jordan fans have is 6-0,
Mhm.
and that's not the only thing that's the criteria for GOAT status.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense either.
Yeah, it wouldn't be because Jordan wouldn't be the GOAT if it was.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
that, but Johnny, you just made a good point against Brandon, and I'm hearing some shocking revelations in the show today. That's the second one today that I done had. And I'm totally baffled and shocked as we continue to go on this show. But let's move on, man. Because Brandon doesn't unless you win. He says it don't matter. And I'm with you, Johnny. If you make the shot,
Clutch.
if you make the shot, it's clutch. And so we have to agree to disagree. Now, but I got a question for y'all. Y'all are the host of GOAT James Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me thinking that when LeBron James is retired, what will or should be named after LeBron when he is retired? Will they make changes to like current trophies, or will he get his own trophy of something we haven't thought about?
Go ahead, Brandon.
I don't think of a trophy that could be his name on it. Be honest with you.
This is what I think. I honestly think
What's available?
I'll say if they need to change something, like would they need to change one of the ones that they have now? And because some of these trophies that they already had, and then they changed it to somebody else. So like the conference finals trophy, the Magic and Bird, they had some old owner on there or something. I forgot.
Well, they want to change it to players, but the only trophies that LeBron could be on is like MVP or a Finals MVP. What else could it be? Or the title?
They made
those already taken.
No, they made a trophy for Bird and Magic. There was no conference MVP before last year, so they gave those guys their trophy.
LeBron's still playing, so they can't take those away.
You could like I told Brandon earlier today, we talked about this. You could give LeBron the conference title, one of the conference title, the Eastern Conference title is his name, and you can give Kareem the Western Conference title, and it'd be known as the LeBron or the Kareem trophies.
Right now, they have Bob Cousy, I think, for the West, and Oscar Robertson for the East.
Yeah.
Conference finals, and I think that's actually the one that they changed from some owner that was up there first.
Yeah.
But,
okay, so the conference trophy actually has the
conference titles. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then LeBron don't need no titles. He's the GOAT. That's the only title you get. That's what you do when you're LeBron. Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know what you could give him. Like, there's only 2, and then those are basically beneath them.
Yeah, right. They need to have a title for somebody that's gonna have 40,000, 10,000, and 10,000. That's what they need.
Y'all love to say, but Brandon gonna say all these ones are beneath him. Like y'all.
They're just beneath them, When you're the greatest of all time, you don't really need no trophy. You just let the fans and the media and the Hall of Famers do it for you.
Let's get into some current NBA right now. I'm watching the game right now. Milwaukee is putting it on Golden State by like 21 right now. But I want to look at NBA standings current right now, and anything that stick out to y'all in the East or the West, any surprises, or what do y'all think about these standings? So right now, the Celtics 21-7 leading the Eastern Conference, and then in the West we got the Pelicans at the top. Any shocks or what are y'all thoughts on the standings so far?
The Pelicans. I'm definitely shocked. I know they would be a playoff type contending team, but to be as good as they've been playing, and to watch Zion really like show everybody that like he's kind of like taking over as a leader of that team. And the Pelicans are really a surprise. They're really looking good.
Wait 1 second. What do y'all feel about Zion and that dunk?
I was just about to get to that. When soon as he said it, I was like, after y'all tell me about the stand, I was gonna ask y'all about that because it was like a big dust up. I don't have a problem with it. He was at home. I know these unwritten rules and all that stuff. I don't have a problem with it. And I like his reasoning behind it too. He said, I watch my teammates get put out by this team. He's at his hometown. And I look at it as we're supposed to be about entertaining the fans. Some youngster out there watching the game, seeing that, probably went wild. They was happy. In an era where a lot of superstars are sitting out for whatever, and they not able to see their favorite players, for a little kid to see that, I don't care if they was up by a certain amount of time and you're supposed to run the ball out and all that. I don't care nothing about none of that. I didn't have a problem with it. That's just me.
Every sport has their unwritten rules. You a baseball fan, Al, how there's some unwritten rules in baseball. It's an unwritten rule in basketball, man. You just sit on the ball. Do it. I like it as a fan, yeah. But as a player, I can see why they're upset. I can see why they're like, you know what I'm saying? But is it good for rivalry? Is it good for entertainment? Hell yeah, do it all the time. But I can see why they're upset. It's an unwritten rule that most sports have. And you know what I'm saying? It's a player respecting player to player. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But yeah, it's great for the fans. It's great for the fans.
It was really the dude who threw it up to Zion that was the problem. He didn't want to play. He didn't want to. Whoever threw that ball up to him, he should. If he wanted to get no 8-second call, he should have stayed right back there and dribbled it out. He put Zion in a bad position. Now they on him. But what you think, Brandon?
If I could do a 360 windmill at the end of the game, no matter how much I'm up by, I'm doing it every game.
Right.
I don't care what nobody think.
Right. And the Johnny, when you
written rule, who cares?
White Sox, they was on the White Sox about Tim Anderson about flipping bats and this and that. Like, man, baseball need the most excitement out of all the sports. They the one falling behind. They need some flashiness, some showboating. They need anything that they can to help them because they behind the NFL and the NBA. They need everything they can get. So I definitely don't care about no unwritten rules in baseball.
Well, but football has it too, right? If you're up in football, you're supposed to kneel, go to victory formation, and you don't. You try to pass.
I've seen him run up and score on many teams.
Who?
Bill Belichick. He done ran up and scored many times.
And it's also different in football because if you run, they just gonna hit you.
Yeah, but I'm saying
like, you can't really do nothing but complain.
Yeah, but like or like an example, if somebody goes into victory formation and you get real aggressive and try to hit the quarterback when they're going into victory formation, we all know it. Like it's over. The game is over. There's no need to be any extra effort. You know what I'm saying? So, but I get why Zion did it. He's setting the tone for his team, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It ain't really, but it's about the fans. The fans want to see it, and if they got a problem with it, don't let them do it.
That's true. It's like the T.O. thing, exactly, right? Like how T.O. did in football, right? They say he was disrespectful. I guess
he won't be disrespectful. You stop him, he won't be disrespectful.
That's true.
Going back to the standings, Brandon, anything sticking out to you, East and Western Conference?
This season is kind of going not as planned, to be honest with you. The Lakers are terrible, and they were like 4 games out of 4th place. Like that's how weird the season is going for the West. Like Golden State fell off a cliff, which I, predicted because of what happened with Draymond Green. I didn't think they was going to play well together. Right. And their chemistry is wrecked. Their chemistry is wrecked. And just like last year, Golden State was not the best team in the league. They just was not the best team in the league. And they won the title. And knowing that they were not the best team, huh?
Who was the best team to you last year? I'm just curious.
The Bucks. And the Celtics was second. The Celtics should have won, but they just didn't know how to play well together yet. But knowing that the West and Golden State, which is to me is not really a great team last year, I believe that the West was always wide open. But in the East, as long as the Bucks can stay healthy, I think the Bucks the best team. But the Celtics are just running through everybody.
Johnny, what do you think about that? He said Golden State was the best team last year. Do you agree with that or disagree?
No, I agree. We had the show before the finals, and definitely Golden State earned the championship, but they really wasn't the best team. No one really had them winning the championship, starting the playoffs, starting the season. So yeah, the Bucks were definitely the best team. If Chris Middleton doesn't get hurt, I believe they actually win. And I believe if John Morant don't get hurt in the first round, they
Yeah,
would have beat the
John. Yeah, they
Warriors.
probably would have won.
They probably would have beat them too. So
Yeah.
I
the
would
injuries,
say if Brooklyn was right, they would have won it, but they can't seem to get right.
A lot of
Brandon, leave it alone, bro. The
I
Bucks,
mean,
leave it alone. The Nets suck. Leave it alone, bro. For 3 years you've been at it. Leave it alone. The Nets suck.
yeah. They a head case all by themselves, man.
I just don't understand it.
My Heat ain't doing too good either, right? My Heat looking horrible too, man. It's been a surprising season. It really has been. It
But I
really
think
has.
eventually the team that's gonna all the teams I believe LA is still they're gonna be in the playoffs eventually. If Anthony Davis when he had that like week stretch where he was just dominating, if he can do that without catching the flu or some fluky injury, he'll be all right. But he's an accident waiting to happen all the time. Like
He,
I don't understand it.
he's the
But
Dallas Cowboys of basketball.
it just don't make no sense. Because after he had that week straight, my brother texted me. He was like, "Oh, look at AD," because he had made a post a year ago, a couple years ago. He was like, "Anthony Davis is a better, I think, all-time player than Tim Duncan." I said, "Don't you disrespect Tim Duncan like that." This is my opinion. I said, "Don't you do
He
that."
may be better talent.
That's what I
That's
say.
about all.
Talent or a better skill set, whatever. But Tim Duncan, don't disrespect him like that. And Anthony Davis can't stay on the court long enough. And as soon as he posted that, the next day he caught the flu and was out the game. Flu like symptoms. He was out there. I said, see, now look, now why you ain't tagging me when he got the flu? You ain't do that. But I think that all the teams like Miami is going to end up being in the playoff picture. LA is going to be playing in a play. I don't know what seed, but they're going to be in the top. Probably top six. I think the Lakers probably they Anthony Davis is the key. If he don't do nothing fluky, they should be at least the sixth seed at least. And Miami, I believe they should be able to get up at least to the sixth spot as well. That's my belief. And I'm looking at the standings now. Like, yeah, they should be able to get past the Knicks. I'm pretty sure these probably won't be the same. But they should the Miami Heat should be able to get to that sixth spot. You shaking your head at Johnny. What you don't think so?
Man, listen, we lost the other night to San Antonio, and it's just the Heat are just too up and down. Jimmy Butler's always up and down. Bam, I thought Bam would be this year for Bam. He still hasn't really showed out. I mean, at least just defensively, just show that you know what, he was supposed to accelerate and just get there. He hasn't done it. The guys that we got, they're all role players. Every last one of them. We don't really have a star. Yeah, man, I feel bad for Spo because I'm about to go in on him by the end of the season. I feel bad for Spo. It's about
Man,
to.
I don't knock nobody for actually losing to the Spurs. I know they bad, but you never know what you're gonna get out of the Spurs. Popovich,
Spurs play hard. They play hard.
play hard. So it's like everyone. I remember Charles Barkley saying a lot of times you just win a game just by playing hard. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can just play hard. So and then I'm looking at the West. I think the Lakers can get past the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers, the Kings, they haven't proven themselves to be sustainable. So until they prove it, I believe the Lakers can get up in that range. The Clippers and the Lakers will be 5 and 6. The that's the lowest I believe they will be. And so I believe they can get up there, man. The Kings and Trailblazers, they're probably going to fall off eventually. Even though I like both of their squads, they just ain't proven it to me yet. So
Well, the Lakers would have to keep playing above 500 basketball for the next 20 games to put themselves in that position. They can't go on another stretch like they did to start the season,
right.
or it'd really be over for them. But they are definitely looking better than what we saw to start the season. They're trying to make some moves. I heard about them trying to get Cam Reddish and Fournier from the Knicks, but what would they give up for that? Who knows? But the Lakers are always going to be the Lakers. We all know they always make moves. It's the Lakers. Like I always tell y'all, man, it's the Lakers. This is what they
it's
do.
not the old Lakers where they used to steal trades and like that old deal they gave to Memphis. Like this ain't the old Lakers. They ain't getting away with highway robbery no more. So you legit have to give somebody up to get to get compensation. They not doing that no more. I don't know what they're gonna do. Nobody want Russell Westbrook, even though he's an expiring contract. it's a big one. It's a big expiring contract. So it's interesting to see how that go. We about to get ready to get up out of here though. Listen, I got a scripture of the day. Thinking about these trophies, all these trophies that people are getting named and things like that, made me think about a scripture, Matthew 25:21, and this is when Jesus talk about the parable of the talents. And at the end of it, he says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." So it made me think when it's all said and done, when we pass away and we go into the afterlife and we stand before God, we want to hear those words, "good and faithful servant." That's the biggest trophy that we want to get at the end. So that's just a scripture you could check out. Made me think of it about the trophies we was talking about. So Matthew 25:21. Well done, good and faithful servant. That's what we want to hear when it's all said and done. So with that being said, I want to thank my brothers for coming on. Y'all can catch them on GOAT James Kingdom every Sunday, 11 a.m. And y'all can hear all the LeBron James rhetoric that you want to hear if you love LeBron James. If you don't like LeBron James, they always have an open invitation for people who want to debate them about the GOAT debate. So all my people that's watching, if you just tuning in and you want to debate them, they always have an open invitation. It's always fun having talking with these brothers, man. And I appreciate y'all coming on. So y'all got any last words? Y'all got want to say to anybody about y'all page or just about anything?
Well, no, thanks for having us on. We appreciate it. As usual, you can catch us on our channel, which is GOAT James Kingdom. We're on Facebook, we're on IG, Twitter, TikTok. And yes, we challenge anybody who wants to challenge us or anybody who just want to talk basketball, because that's what we do. We basketball fans. We talk real basketball at GOAT James Kingdom. So thanks again for having us on.
Always a pleasure, man. B, you want to say anything or you good? You done said
I'm good, man.
Today, though, like, I can't wait to make these clips. Like, man, you did your thing, dog.
All right, Spike Lee.
All right, man. We'll see y'all next week, man. We out.
All right, see ya.
All right, peace, brother. Thank you so much.